Going into last night's Game Awards, I had three mainline items I was really hoping to see. Now, the first was something from Rockstar for GTA 6, which sadly did not happen. The second was something for Helldivers 2, which ended up actually exceeding my expectations. And the third was anything for The Witcher 4. Now, there have been all of these cryptic tweets we've been seeing from current CDPR developers showing off coins, dropping hints that we needed to stay tuned for what's on the other side, and it just felt like the Game Awards would be the perfect time to drop something substantial. Welcome to the channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer, and CD Projekt Red did exactly that when they released a near 6-minute Witcher 4 reveal trailer, and with it, we got to see what CDPR has been cooking, which is what I want to discuss for today. In case you're new here, take a moment to hit subscribe. It's free and it really helps out the channel, and it's also going to keep you up to date on all things RPG related, including both Cyberpunk and The Witcher. And don't forget to ring that notifications bell so you never miss one of my future upload alerts. We've got the trailer plus some fresh interviews to get through, so let's get started. So, just a quick recap here. Up to last night, we knew that The Witcher 4 was somewhere in the pre-production stages and was under the codename of Project Polaris. And the second point we knew was that CD Projekt Red was scrapping the old Red engine, instead opting to move over to Unreal Engine 5. But beyond those two items, details were kind of sketchy and hard to come by. But now we arrive at last night's near 6-minute trailer, and it is confirmed that Ciri is the protagonist in The Witcher 4. She's older, more battle-hardened, and has clearly been through the trial of the grasses, changing her on a cellular level into a monster-hunting machine, aka a Witcher. Now, at one point during this trailer, while Ciri is taking on the beast, she drinks down what looks like a cat potion to be able to see in the dark before charging straight into the heart of this beast lair. Ciri also seems to have the ability to cast Igni, a fire-based magic ability, as well as other advanced magical techniques. She also uses running water to empower a chain around her fist, which actually may be paying respects to Geralt, who used a chain against a Striga in the opening cinematics of the first Witcher game. And finally, Ciri also seems to be capable of higher levels of magic than Geralt was. The Witcher 4 trailer itself seems to have been very well received, as the IGN post is currently trending at the number 3 spot for games. It has nearly 4.2 million views in just 14 hours and an overwhelming likes to dislikes ratio. Although 18,000 dislikes is more than you would expect and may have something to do with Ciri as the protagonist and no sign of Geralt showing up anywhere in this trailer. But then again, Geralt is universally beloved within the Witcher franchise, and for some, a new origin-inspired story without Geralt is going to take time to adjust to. Now, even though The Witcher 4 has only just entered full production, or some stage in that cycle, CD Projekt Red sees the potential for the game to suffer the same missteps taken by Cyberpunk 2077 during its development, mainly the pre-release hype and the eventual disappointment, as the team then had to spend the next 4 years trying to improve Cyberpunk and attempting to rebuild trust with its fans. Now, when asked about this very issue, Sebastian Kalimba, the game's director, was quoted as saying, "Okay, so first and foremost, we need to let it cook. Secondly, the way we produce right now also changed in a very good way, meaning that we are very mindfully defining the stages of the production. We are very mindfully trying to scope it, making sure that the foundation is there." Kalimba then went on to say, "To be very honest, I already see that it helps us to make sure that whatever we create right now is super coherent across the board. And this way makes us feel that we control this super complex environment more than we used to control. And that also makes everyone feel more secure when it comes to developing generally on a daily basis." Seeing the danger coming and kind of using past experiences to plan for future trials is part of natural growth. And the gaming universe may never forget what happened with Cyberpunk, and hopefully CDPR will be able to deliver a much smoother experience this time around. Next up, we have some new information coming from the developers as to why they chose to use Ciri, Geralt's adopted daughter and a familiar face to fans of the franchise, as The Witcher 4's protagonist. Now, Ciri was certainly a major part of the Witcher story, even back when CDPR was doing the Wild Hunt, and according to Kalimba, quote, "It just felt natural to us, and we believe that Ciri deserves it." The devs also went on to say, "I think it's important to remember that although I personally love Ciri, and there are millions of players and fans that love her too, that it's not only about sentiment for the old players, but we want to go through to the wider audience. There are many people that were so young back when The Witcher 3 was released, so it will be a new experience for them entirely." It's undeniable that Ciri does have a firm connection to The Witcher 3, but for many, she is enough of an unknown quantity that CDPR is banking on her being a fresh start to build upon for The Witcher 4. The studios also said that they want this to be a new beginning, even a new saga that respects the sentimental attachment and respects the fans of the Witcher franchise. But overall, the idea of a Ciri-based origin story does seem a bit out of place. She is a character that we know quite a bit about and was already playable in the Wild Hunt. But from the trailer and what the developers are saying behind the scenes, this may serve more as a maturing story as Ciri comes of age and expands on her choices and the path she has decided to take. Moving along, The Witcher 4 has not been without its fair share of early controversy, though, starting off when Doug Cockle, the voice of Geralt, revealed that he'd be in the newest game, just not as the protagonist, leading to him being slapped by CD Projekt Red. Cockle later revealed that his statement was based on a rumor, but he's now unsure if it's actually true. Quote, "I went off a rumor. I thought I'd seen somebody from CD Projekt say that Geralt will be in Witcher 4, but he won't be the main character, and I don't actually know if that's true now because they came back and they went, 'We haven't put anything out there, don't say anything.'" Now from that statement, we've also seen this from a more recent developer interview. Quote, "Geralt will probably be around for a long time. In Season of Storms, there is an epilogue. It takes place in Magpie Forest in 1373, 101 years after The Witcher 3. And in that epilogue, there is a certain white-haired witcher hunting a monster who remains unnamed, but who behaves in a certain way. And obviously, he has white hair. I think we can expect Geralt to be around for a long time." And finally, Ciri as the protagonist in The Witcher 4, with Geralt appearing at some point, but clearly with a much more diminished presence. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. Will fans completely embrace this idea? Now, some online discourse has already begun to simmer about this very topic, and even with The Witcher 4 some years away from release, it may be a topic it carries with it for that entire development cycle. Now, we've seen these scenarios play out time and time again with past titles. When controversial choices are made, a portion of the fan base then pushes back, and the developers then step in and publicly defend those choices. Has CD Projekt Red made the right call, choosing Ciri over Geralt? Will this decision turn out positive for the development team? And will this Ciri-Geralt ratio change as the game continues throughout its development? Now, as more information becomes available, expect more coverage here on the channel. In case you happen to like the video, remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. All my socials, including links to all of my sources, can be found down in the video description. A massive thank you to the now over 248,000 channel subscribers. Our end goal is 250K, and I'd love to be there by the end of the year. So in case you haven't done so already, please take a moment to hit subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.